Welcome all sports fans, everyone across the nation. This is Uneducated Sports Talk, and we're going live with our Week 9 recap. Boy, was it a disastrous week. We'll break all that down and much more on this edition of Uneducated Sports Talk. Y'all know what time it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Let's go. What's up, all sports fans? Everyone across the nation, this is Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton. This is the lovely PJ, Miss Phyllis Jr. What is going on with you guys? First of all, thank y'all for the love and the outright support for this channel, man. Before we get into things, hey, if you're new to this channel, first of all, thank you for being part of Uneducated Sports Talk. Thank you for even checking us out. If you check us out, if you like to see, man, hit that like button and subscribe to Uneducated Sports Talk. Right now, we're at 370 subscribers. Our goal is 500. Let's get there. And we have TJ Tracy's in the building. Says, hello there. How's everyone today? We are doing so lovely. We are doing great right now. Thank y'all for being part of this, man. And let's get it. So, what's up? Oh, we did. Yeah. I did. Not you. I apologize. I had a bad week, and she's reminding me of my horrible week. As you see the Week 9 record up here, 5-9. Who does that? 5-9. We're talking about Week 9 now, midway, halfway through the season. I have a 5-9 record for the week. Overall record is still strong, 81-55. So nothing to complain about that. But still, tough week for my picks. I will break down every single game as we go. So thank y'all for being a part of this, man. I appreciate the love and support once again. This is Uneducated Sports Talk. You know what time it is. Stay smart, stay uneducated. Let's go ahead and get it. Our Week 9, kind of like the halfway point where you get a sense of contenders and pretenders. In this week, we got none of that. So many upsets left and right. It was crazy. Lip Knox VR is in the building. What's up, Lip Knox VR? That's my dude right there. Says, hey, TJ. That's right. We are cooling, man. About to break down all of these games. It was a crazy week. I'm very embarrassed about my picks, but my goodness. It's like when I went for upsets, they didn't happen. But everybody else was an upset. I don't know. Everybody else was upset. One of the craziest weeks you'll ever see in the NFL. So many upsets. Mind you guys, I think especially in the first part of the week, the noon games, the afternoon games, I mean, that every team that was favored pretty much, from the Raiders to the Saints to the Bills to the Bengals to the Cowboys. I think even the Texans were favored the Dolphins. I'm not sure. But those teams fell flat, man. I mean, they fell hard and fell flat. So we'll break all that down in just a few moments. But once again, y'all, thank y'all for the love. We will announce the $300 winner on next Monday for the Rams versus 49ers. So stay tuned for that, y'all. Our first short-term goal was 300 subscribers. We got there. So someone's going to win $300 now. Next Monday, we will announce the winner, y'all. So stay tuned for that. Thank y'all once again for the love and the support. So after this, I'll break down my whole entire week for the rest of the week, and then we'll get on to bigger and better things. But for now, let's get it. Our first game on the docket was the Indianapolis Colts versus the New York Jets. That was last Thursday Night Football, and that was a great game. Now, mind you, Mike White, I want to be white Mike. He did not play the whole entire game. He got hurt in the first quarter. Very disappointing, but a lot of points put up, a combined 75 points out of these two teams, where I did not see it happen. We got this victory. We said the Colts would win this game. But my goodness, Carson Wentz looks like Carson Wentz of old, as in Philadelphia Eagles Carson Wentz, the Super Bowl year 2017 Carson Wentz before the injury. He looks good. Frank Reich has got him playing at a high level right now. Carson Wentz is just throwing dots to a lot of his receivers. Oh, by the way, Jonathan Taylor is acting like one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the NFL so far. Now that Derrick Henry is out for a while, Jonathan Taylor might take over that number one spot for best running back. Give credit where credit is due to the Jets, even with their backup in Josh Johnson, they still were winging it. I like the fact that Robert Saleh has a lot of faith in Mike White and Josh Johnson, saying, you know what, we're going to go shotgun, empty backfield, or four receivers, five receivers, and we're going to throw that football. I like that approach from Robert Saleh. He has trust in those guys. At one point, Colts were up 42-16, so no way the Jets would come back and win this game with Carson Wentz and Jonathan Taylor. That dynamic dude was acting crazy. So Colts win a big one. Although we're talking about the Titans and their big win as well, but the Colts still managed to find themselves somewhere in that playoff realm. There's a bunch of teams in the AFC that are locked and loaded for playoff success. A lot of teams are 5-4, and it's gonna be a good end to this NFL regular season. The Jets, they fought hard in this game. I like what they brought, but I like the fact that Mike White and even Josh Johnson right now might be a better option than Zach Wilson. That's going to be for next week or the week after that. We're going to find out. I heard that Mike White is good to go for next week. We'll find out, but he might be a darling story for the New York Jets franchise. Speaking of New York, sticking with the New York theme, the New York Giants get a big win over the Las Vegas Raiders. I almost called them open. But the Giants get a 23-16 victory over Derek Carr and the Raiders. I don't know what happened, man. This game was kind of like, because nothing spectacular happened. There was a pick six by the Giants that second half that kind of was the difference maker. Honestly, 7 points difference, so something's got to give. Well, that pick six was very disheartening for the Raiders during that game. But the Giants, credit where credit is due, that defense. We saw them play very well in Kansas City last week, and now against the Raiders, that Giants defense, and same team that beat the Saints too. Don't forget about that. So this Giants defense leads the way. All of us saw Daniel Jones didn't really have a spectacular game. None of the receivers were spectacular as well. But a good outing by the Giants. They win 23-16, and we took that L for that one. Many L's coming along our way. Next game on the docket we have right here. The Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints, and my New Orleans Saints, you know that's my team, y'all, and we just did not come to play, especially our wide receivers. But let's give credit to the Falcons offense. Matt Ryan came out of his shell and had a great game, over 300 yards passing. He was hitting dimes to Cordell Patterson of all people. Mind you, no Calvin Ridley. This team was very low on their receiving. If Russell Gage is your number two, or Russell Gage is number one, Patterson is number two, but Patterson becomes the number one, and Patterson's having a great year, by the way. The Falcons are finally finding ways for this guy to flourish in his skill sets, which other teams could not find ways to do that previously in his career, Cordell Patterson. So, 27-25, Patterson had a great game, over 100 yards receiving. And he was the difference maker in this game, mind you. But the biggest difference maker, I believe, was the Saints' offense, as in the receivers could not catch a cold in this game. 8 drop passes by the New Orleans Saints in Sunday's game. That is horrendous. That is horrible for receivers who get paid to catch. 8 drop passes, 5 in the first half, 3 in the second half. So it was not. If you look at the Simeon had a great game. Guys cannot catch the ball. It is what it is. But the Falcons won 27-25. They were up 24-6 at one point. The Saints came back with a heavy comeback in the fourth quarter, actually to the lead 25-24, just to give up a game-winning field goal to Young Ho Koo. Falcons win. That was a big win for the Falcons. They're back at 400. The Saints dropped to 5-3 now, and both teams are in the thick of things of this playoff run. As a matter of fact, I think the Falcons might have run into the number 7 seed with the loss from Carolina. We'll talk about it in just a moment, so we'll find that out. But Falcons win a big one, 27-25 over my New Orleans Saints. Yes, I'm crying tears of a clown. Crying tears of a clown, man. I am. I'm very sensitive on my Saints. I am. You understand. You understand. All right, next game. The biggest shocker of them all. You see this? This is not a glitch on your screen. This is not a glitch on your phone or your TV screen or your iPad, however you are watching Uneducated Sports Talk. Thank you for watching, first of all. But however you are watching, this is not a glitch. The Jaguars did have more points than the Bills. Not in one quarter. No, for the entire game. This is not a one-quarter score. This is an entire game score. The Jacksonville Jaguars defeat the Buffalo Bills 9-6. Just when you think you know everything in the NFL, my dude, you do not. We don't know everything in the NFL. That is crazy. The Jaguars. If I told you the Jaguars scored 9 points in the NFL game against the Buffalo Bills, you'd say, yeah, Bills whooped that ass. Now, I would agree. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that is true. T.J. Trey says, what a mind-blowing upset. It was just the craziest upset and gotta be in recent history over the last 5-6 years, the crazy upset. I mean, no way in hell this Jaguars team with one win, haven't even won in the United States. Their last win in the U.S. was in last year, week 1. That was the last United States win. They got a win in London this year. But the Bills, now this is about 2 games in a row now where the Bills offense has looked very sluggish. Remember, they got to a slow start against Miami last week as well and found a way to win that game. But the Jaguars, it was Josh Allen on Josh Allen crime, as in Josh Allen, the linebacker, put it on Josh Allen, the quarterback. He had a sack against Josh Allen. Josh Allen did. He had an interception against Josh Allen. Josh Allen did. He had a forced fumble. Josh Allen did to Josh Allen. It was just Josh Allen on Josh Allen crime, man. So that's number 41 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The defense was everywhere against the Bills. I don't know what's going on with the Bills. Maybe it was my fault because I had put Emmanuel Sanders in for my fantasy, which I really didn't do, but it was one of those weeks where I had to throw somebody in there, and he got me 6.5 points. Not enough because I got my ass kicked in my big money fantasy league this year. Got my ass kicked this week, I mean, so it was bad. But the Jaguars, 9-6, it tells you the phrase any given Sunday is correct. Any given Sunday, anybody can be beat. Anybody can be beat any given Sunday. The Jaguars proved that. This team only scored 9 points and still found a way to win against the Bills, who at this time, just Saturday, we were saying, this team is the best team in the AFC. I had rolled off the Tennessee Titans. Spoiler, I'm back on the bandwagon. But I have rolled off the Tennessee Titans, and I said, the Bills are the best team. The Bills are going to the Super Bowl. And be careful in the NFL when you claim teams to be the best in the league because they will find ways to hurt your feelings, a la the Rams. Break it down just a moment. So, yeah, the Jaguars get a 9-6 victory. Jaguars on their second win. I think that's the Bills' second loss of the season, I believe. But I just don't know what is going the heck on right now in the AFC or the NFL, period. Because now, things like usually by week 9, you understand contenders here, pretenders there. No, it's a bunch of guys right in the middle. Like, I don't know, what do you call that? Not a contender, but not a pretender. Just a damn good team. There's a bunch of solid teams in today's NFL. A bunch. So right now, you cannot just, you can't just say abracadabra, this team is the best. No. We saw that. That is not about to happen. Thanks to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have humbled a lot of people, including myself. So Jaguars get a big victory for their fan base, for Urban Meyer. He's going clubbing tonight, y'all, in Duval City. He's going clubbing tonight, y'all. Watch your teenage girls, man. All right. Next game on the docket, the Cleveland Browns defeat the Cincinnati Bengals by a score of 41-16. And they said that Baker was the problem. Boy, it's funny how the second Odell Beckham Jr. leads once again for the Browns. Baker looks like, a big dog. I'm not talking about a dog pound, a big dog. 41-16. They pretty much whipped the Bengals' ass, and another team that was favored. Oh, obviously, we lost this Falcons-Saints game. Obviously, we lost the Jaguars-Bills game. We took that L as well. And we lost this one. We thought it would be a tight, contested game. I wasn't even saying that with OBJ being out. The Browns are struggling. The Browns are a better team without Odell Beckham Jr. That's just the God honest truth. And I'm scared because OBJ might come to the Saints. I'm like, I don't want you. I don't want you. But it is what it is, though. Baker Mayfield, mix it in with Nick Chubb, mix it in with a decent receiving core, a really good defense. Is Baker still injured? No, Baker is not injured. Baker is good. Baker is good to go, I believe, unless I heard something different over the last day. I think Baker Mayfield is good to go. 41-16, but Lip Knox might know more than we do. Lip Knox might know more than we do. He is my expert when it comes down to knowing these scores, knowing the insights and the outsides of the NFL. He's really big on that. So 41-16, you saw how Joe Burrow and the Bengals, who now kind of come back down to earth, they've struggled over the last 2 games now, where we were picking them. Mind you, this Bengals team lost to the Jets. To the Jets! They lost to the Jets after we just claimed them as maybe the dark horse in the AFC. This team looks good on paper, and then they lost to the Jets. And then at home, they get their ass kicked by the Browns by 25. Nick Chubb, over 100 yards rushing. Baker Mayfield throwing deep bombs to Peoples-Jones. I mean, it was great. Myles Garrett just creating havoc once again for the Browns. They are back to, I believe, 5-4 now, looking like a really good dark horse team. Like every AFC team for some reason is now. Browns get a statement victory over the Bengals, 41-16. Speaking of statement victories, I told you guys this about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. Hell, even last week. The New England Patriots, they are for real. Patriots win 24-6 over the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers have lost now, I believe, 5 in a row. No, I lied. They beat Atlanta last week. So they've lost 4 in the last 5. Oh my God, breaking news. Lip Knox VR says Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook is the victim of domestic abuse and extortion. There's pending litigation according to his agent, Zach Killer. Oh my God, an hour ago. Wow, that is big news. Vikings ain't going shit anyway, so I mean, but still, fantasy owners, that's big too. Dalvin Cook, my goodness, like, just when you think you heard it all, man, guys understand, bro, you got money, man, just chill out. You got money, just chill out. Thank you, Lip Knox VR, for that news, bro. That's breaking news by my boy Lip Knox VR. Told y'all, he's my dude, man. He is my Adam Schefter to Uneducated Sports Talk. He is my Adam Schefter. The Patriots get a 24-6 victory, and we had welcome back Christian McCaffrey, who was in the game, and he did some things, and he had over 100 yards from scrimmage, kind of like the norm, but it wasn't anything effective. It didn't really put anything because, one, this Patriots defense is damn good, and they are very opportunistic. They are run by Bill Belichick. So, obviously, little VR says he is the victim. Oh, my goodness. He's the victim. Wow. Wow. He is the victim. I think the tweet was from Adam, funny enough. Oh, my goodness. Well, my bad, y'all. So we got Dalvin Cook playing victim now. So, my goodness, domestic abuse, wow. Hey, and the victim, but what's worse to me is the extortion. That's the worst part. The extortion part is the worst. Where is my money? 24-6, the Patriots win. They won this game by straight defense. They won this game. First of all, Sam Darnold is just a shell of himself now. He is just clueless out there looking like he don't know what the hell's going on. And he looks so damn good in that 3-0 start. They look so good in that 3-0 start. And now they have come back to earth. Patriots squad will look good. I'm telling y'all. They are, well, hell, they might just win the division now. Somebody asked me yesterday, do I see, I think it was TJ Tracy asked me, do I see the Patriots winning the division? I said no. But it all depends on those Bills and Patriots games. Right now, the Patriots have a really damn good defense. Could they beat the Bills? If the Jaguars can beat the Bills, Anybody can beat the Bills. So right now the Patriots have the upper hand, but I'm still going with the Bills to win the division. But whoever gets New England in the playoffs, look out. That team is stout on defense, and they are playing very smart football on offense. The Panthers just could not uh, uh, run their offense correctly. Although you had Chris McCaffrey, who was pretty much splitting time with you, however, you want to get him in. But McCaffrey still had a McCaffrey kind of game when it comes out to stats wise. No touchdowns, nothing to really cement his welcome back party, man. The WR says an incident occurred over 1 year ago when a female U.S. military sergeant used a stolen garage door opener to enter Cook's home and attack a guest of Cook's and Cook. God, dog. Said military sergeant Mace Cook directly in his eyes immediately upon illegally entering. I do remember that. But he said it's domestic abuse. If it's domestic, it would it be like a partner of his, a girlfriend or something? Oh, that's crazy. That's wild. I think I did hear about that last year about Dalvin Cook, someone coming to his home. I didn't know the extent. I didn't really get into it, but yeah, that's crazy. Patriots get a big win, 24-6. T.D. Shirley says, "Wow, what a crazy story. That is a crazy ass story. Wow." Next game on the docket, another shocker, and we did get the Patriots win right, so that was one of the few we actually got right. The Patriots did beat the Panthers. We said they would. Next game on the docket, the Denver Broncos at the Dallas Cowboys. I got to switch up. I don't know how I did that. But, oh well. The Denver Broncos at the Dallas Cowboys, and the Broncos get a 30-16 victory. I don't know what you call this, whether it was rust. I don't know if you call this Denver just playing really good defense. I don't know if you call this Dallas just overhyped, because right now Dallas is on cloud freaking nine. I hear about all the time being friends and family members to a lot of Cowboys fans, but I'm glad that they got off their high horse. Yes, pun intended. The Denver Broncos are 30-16 victory, and Teddy Bridgewater has the Cowboys number right now, man. He looked good in this game. Broncos defense came up big early on. Cowboys made some big sloppy mistakes. Went for it on fourth down a few times, and they did not get it, which gave the Broncos good enough field position to score a lot of points. Broncos win 30-16, and you got to wonder if Zeke is okay. He has a knee injury. He's questionable for next game. But Dak missing that game. Was he rusty? That's 3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks where he hadn't really been the focal point for the Cowboys. And, the Broncos said, "What's up? What's happening? What's happening?" Broncos get a 30-16 win. Denver right back into the thick of things once again. They now have, I believe, is that 5 wins for Denver? Is that 5 wins for Denver, I believe? They're like 5-3 or 5-4. So they're right now. I gotta see this playoff standings. I gotta see it, man. I think next week I might even do my first, maybe top 10. I'll do top 11 because 11 is my favorite number. I'll do top 11 teams in the NFL right now. I'll do that next week somewhere. Top 11 teams because 11 is my favorite number. Don't ask why. It is my favorite number. But yeah, Broncos win. Dallas comes down to earth a little bit with a 30-16 loss to the Denver Broncos. So things are looking crazy in the playoffs right now. Speaking of crazy in the playoffs, the Baltimore Ravens might be the only stable team right now, and they even had a shaky start against the Vikings, where they were down at one point by 14 on 2 different occasions against the Vikings. Ravens come back and win this game 34-31 in overtime. Baltimore, you gotta stop. All Baltimore haters gotta stop on Lamar Jackson. He is legit quarterback now. There's now another game where they relied on Lamar Jackson with his arm, not just his feet, although he had over 100 yards rushing in this game. Shout out to Lamar Jackson, but his passing was key as well. Did a great job. 34-31. Speaking of Dalvin Cook, this Viking squad is just the most disappointing team in the NFL. 3-5, when they should be 5-3, 6-2 at best. They should be. 3-5 with the Vikings, man. I know that Mike Zimmer's got to be pulling off the little strings of hair that he has. So I don't know what's going on. And Lip Knox VR says no info on Baker being hurt that he can see right now. So thank you so much, Lip Knox VR, for the breaking news, man. That's my dude, y'all. 34-31, the Ravens get a huge victory. They remain now, with all this craziness going on, with the Raiders losing, with the Bengals losing, with With the Bills losing, the Ravens now are your only lone number one team in the AFC right now. If the playoffs were to start, they would have the bye week, the only bye week. So let's go. Oh, but TJ Tracy, Chubb, hate to be the bearer of bad news. Chubb may have had COVID. It just went down about a few hours ago. Nick Chubb has COVID or COVID-like systems. So I think he is vaccinated. So they're going to see 24 hours in advance to make sure he's fine. If he comes up with a negative result. Right now, Nick Chubb is on the COVID list right now for the Browns. I read that about a couple hours ago. So hopefully Chubb will be all right. I think he is vaccinated. So he'll have show back-to-back 24-hour, back-to-back days of showing no symptoms or having no COVID. So that's just sort of breaking news as well, man. He said, no, come on, man. Yeah, I know, bro. I was like, God dog it. He was so excited for Nick Chubb. I had to bring it to him right now, man. Don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but that was the news about 2 hours ago. So hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he can show back-to-back negative tests over the next 48 hours, and he'll be good to go. So the Ravens are now your number one team in the AFC. The Vikings now, look, they're still in the playoff contention. I mean, so many teams that are there after 9 weeks. So many teams. The Vikings has got to find a way to win these games, and they are finding ways to lose now. Says Sam Darnold is out, says VR, but I think that is a good thing for the Panthers. It's a great thing for the Panthers. Get him out of there. Let him sit down and just, man. Your backup is P.J. Walker, so you want a better backup. I do like P.J. Walker, and he was the star darling of the XFL. X gonna give it to you. Which will be coming back out in 2022. I cannot wait. But P.J. Walker was the star, but he was the star and got all the reps for that team. Maybe now, Sam Darnold being down, Walker gets all the reps, he'll have a better showing in their next game. But the Ravens going to win 34-31. The Vikings now finding ways to lose once again. Finding horrible ways to lose. Our next game with the Dolphins and Texans, our boo-boo. The boo-boo game of the week, y'all. Boo-boo game. We had 1-7 versus 1-7. Just straight up boo-boo. The boo-boo Dolphins beat the boo-boo Texans by a score of 17-9. And I'm just playing. The Dolphins aren't that boo-boo. They just haven't found their way to win. They already have more losses after 9 weeks this year than they had last year. 6 total losses in the regular season. So now they go to 2-7. The Texans, we knew what they were about. 1-8 now. Detroit, have competition for the number one seed. The Texans aren't going out without a fight. You know what I'm saying? So the Dolphins win 17-9. This game in itself, there was no Tua Tagovailoa. It was going to be Jacoby Brissett, and he just made one more bigger play than the Texans. We had the return of Tyrod Taylor, but he threw not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions. We got this game wrong as well. We thought the Texans with Tyrod Taylor come in there and have a spark against a struggling Dolphins team. Did not happen. Dolphins win 17-9. So that's all I'm going to say about that game. But we took an L on a bad team. It was like, pick your boo-boo. Pick your poison. We picked the Texans, and we lost. All right, next game. We had our upset of the week. We chose the Eagles to beat the Chargers. And at one point, I was like, yes, it is going to happen. Hook me up with some good, with some good juju. It did not happen. The Chargers get a 27-24 victory. Mind you, this was a huge victory because LA had been slipping the last 2 weeks. Almost felt like they lost this game. The Chargers, who had this great offense, dynamic offense, the first 5 games of the season. They're coming down to earth now. Don't get this 27-24 score twisted. This is a struggle by both teams on offense. As we know, the Eagles struggle on offense. But since they added Jordan Howard now to their running attack, they have run the ball a lot better, I'll tell you that. But still, outside of Devontae Smith, and barely him, the Eagles can't get any offense going on. Jalen Hurts is already running for his life. And the Chargers made sure of that. They went 27-24. Big victory. The Eagles now, I think, drops to 3-6, I believe. The Chargers, if I'm correct, are they, 4-4 maybe? 5-4, something like that? I'm not sure. I didn't look into the schedules like that. Stephen Crane said, what team do you think OBJ might go to, man? Hey, unfortunately, I'm a Saints fan, and unfortunately, I think that OBJ goes to New Orleans. We just lost Deontay Harris for 3 weeks because of a DUI situation he picked up in the offseason. So OBJ might be the landing spot for the Saints for sure. If not, I heard Seahawks is his interest as well. But if I'm a betting man right now, Sean Payton, he desperately needs a wide receiver. And OBJ, although I don't want him on my team, I think he's going to the Saints though. Saints are still 5-3 with no offense at all. Don't ask me how. We've won 5 games out of 8 with no offense, but we have. Adding OBJ will only help us because he is better than what we have on the field. So yeah, I think OBJ goes to New Orleans. If not, Seattle. Those are his 2 primary destinations right now, and I would not be surprised if even New England might get him. I think even New England might even think about getting Odell Beckham Jr. We'll find out though. We'll see how Bill Belichick wants to play that. Right now, I think that the Saints are number 1, Seattle's number 2. Stephen Crane, thanks for the love, bro. Thanks for being in the chat too. But the Chargers get a must-win victory, 27-24. We know the Eagles are still kind of in, this is not their year. They know that, but they're kind of like in, let's rehash it up, let's get things going. Think there's any truth to OBJ saying Green Bay is his top choice? Hey, that's a good pick too. If he decides to go to Green Bay, but it's tough to see OBJ in a small market as Green Bay, and even New Orleans, but those might be Green Bay might desperately want an OBJ as well, and they should at least go after him because outside of Adams, Packers aren't really packing anything in the receiving core. So I do like that thought process of OBJ going to Green Bay to play with Aaron Rodgers. That'll be a dynamic duo with a OBJ and Devontae Adams on the same team. That'll be nasty to watch. Maybe OBJ gets things going because I don't like his body language at all this year so far. And I've seen about 4 games for the Browns with him included, and his body language is horrible. Hopefully, whichever team he decides to go on, he rejuvenates his career or at least rejuvenates his season because he's on a 1-year deal for whatever team he's playing for starting next week. Speaking of the Green Bay Packers, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, by the way, I lost that matchup with the Chargers and the Eagles. We picked the Eagles to win that game. No. All right. Anyway, moving on. The Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium take on the Green Bay Packers. They get a 13-7 victory. And this bodes well for the Packers. And it freaking sucks for Kansas City fans. Oh, I know the Chiefs won this game. And I know the Packers lost this game. But I'm telling you guys right now, that Packers defense, back-to-back great defensive games against back-to-back really good opponents as in the Cardinals and the Chiefs now. They held Kansas City to 13 points. Now, not saying a lot these days because the Giants held the Chiefs to 20 points last game in Arrowhead Stadium. But can you imagine this defense with a healthy Aaron Rodgers and a healthy Devontae Adams and maybe a healthy OBJ? This Packers squad is going to be dangerous down the stretch. They look damn good. This was a really good L, a very positive L. I'm not really into all that stuff, but in my opinion, a very positive L. If you're the Chiefs, this was a horrible W. They will take it all day, and I don't blame anyone. A win is a win, no matter how you get it. I don't care if you're playing midgets. I don't care if you're playing your own mother and your grandmother in the same game. You take that win how you take that win. But this has got to be demoralizing for Chiefs fans. 13-7 with the backup quarterback in Jordan Love, who didn't play great, but he did play God awful bad. Now, Aaron Rodgers supporters will probably say Jordan Love had a horrible game. And then Aaron Rodgers haters will say Jordan had a decent game. I mean, he did a lot of positives. Look, he was in between. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good either. But Jordan Love showed just enough for a little bit of promise, but at the same time, I'm still baffled. Why did they draft Jordan Love? I have no freaking idea. T.J. Trey says, if the Packers special teams actually did anything, then they could have won. Said Hurts is getting better each week, but he has no help Well, except Devontae Smith, man. Oh man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy for the Eagles down the stretch. I'm not gonna go ahead and tank the rest of the year. They're not, but Eagles team is very dominant on defense when they can be. And for your Packers, yeah, Mason Crosby is missing field goals left and right, extra points left and right. I don't know what's going on with that guy. He was just Mr. Dynamic, Mr. Dynamite, Mr. Automatic last season. Now he can't hit anything this year for the Packers and that special teams. But the Chiefs, should I be trusting Mahomes? Man, it's tough to say, bro. I told you to start Burrow last week, well, this week, and it backfired big time. It's not Mahomes' fault. It's not. I don't know what's going on right now. It's the system's fault. It's Andy Reid's play calling for the Chiefs. They are not running the ball more effectively, in my opinion. Packers fined $300,000 for COVID violations of the NFL Players Association protocols, while Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard each fined $14,650 per. From Rob Demowski. Oh, well, I knew it was going to happen. I knew it because we knew that Aaron Rodgers was not vaccinated and he was going with the protocols all wrong. So, yeah. And the NFL should go down for that if you're lying about, not lying, but if you're not going protocol like the rest of the unvaccinated guys are going through, then, yeah, there's going to be heavy fines. $300,000 for Green Bay. That's crazy, y'all. But for Kansas City, though, for some reason, I'm still trusting Mahomes, but it's got to be that play caller. You've got to run the ball. A lot of these teams are playing too high safety, and they're just forcing Kansas City to dink it and dump it and dunk it and run the ball, and it is not what Mahomes going to do. Now, look, they've won back-to-back games playing very sluggish. Back-to-back games now, big games. So the Chiefs all of a sudden are right back into the thick of things, and as a matter of fact, with the Chiefs might be tied for first place now, or just a half game away from first place. So, if this Chiefs team will make the playoffs, they will make the playoffs. I'm banking on them. They will be the scariest team in the playoffs, y'all. But as for the Packers, what a great loss. You don't want to hear that, but it's true. No Jordan Love. No Aaron Rodgers. You got Jordan Love. You had Devontae Adams, who can't do anything with Jordan Love, obviously. Look. Great win and a great loss. Great win by the Chiefs. Great loss by the Packers. Or should I say a ho-hum win for Kansas City. They aren't in the locker rooms dancing around and, they're not in the locker rooms like, having a party, smoke everywhere and lights going everywhere in the locker room. No. They're like, you know what, good game. Hug it out, dap it up. Let's get better next week. That's the mentality of the last 2 weeks now. The Chiefs have said that pretty much. Says, surprise, Rodgers did not get suspended for a game. He didn't get suspended because he didn't lie about not being vaccinated. He did say he was immunized, excuse me, however you say that word. But he didn't lie. He never said, I'm vaccinated, and he wasn't. So if he lied about it, he was suspended for probably about 5-6 weeks, man. I don't know. Just to send a message by the NFL. But he never lied. He never answered the question the correct way. They said, are you vaccinated? He said, I am immunized. And left like that. So everyone's like, okay, he's vaccinated. No, he never said that. So, all right. 13-7 was our final score. The Chiefs get they need to win this game. They had to win this game. No, Aaron Rodgers, you have to win this type of game. You have to. Next game, we had got that right. So that's one of our 5 victories we got right was the Chiefs over the Packers. Barely. Next game on the docket, we have a NFC West matchup. 31-17 is our final at the Cardinals. No Kyler Murray at the Cardinals. No DeAndre Hopkins at the Cardinals. No J.J. Watts at the Cardinals. No problem. 31-17, a big victory, and this lets me know the Cardinals are still for real. Colt McCoy, who finds himself starting no matter what team he's on. Colt McCoy get about 1 or 2 starts a year now. He finds himself, starting at least once, twice every year for a different team. Colt McCoy, man, he's the real deal. He's a backup. He's a star backup. He comes in once or twice a year, and he wins about 1 game a year. And you want that from your from your backup quarterback. He did a damn thing. Him and James Conner, Connor had a monster game. The former Pittsburgh Steeler. But the Cardinals, Connor had a monster game. How would I know? My opponent had James Conner and tore me a new asshole. It was crazy. 31-17. 49ers outside of Samuel, they couldn't get anything going on. Jimmy Garoppolo, I said this, man, he is just, like right now, I'm done with the Jimmy G talk. It's all about Trey Lance now. Jimmy Garoppolo, he is a one-option quarterback. If that option is not there, he is either going to get sacked or do something crazy. Jimmy Garoppolo was not the answer. We all know that because Trey Lance got picked up last season. So when Trey Lance does get back to becoming healthy again, he should be denied over Jimmy Garoppolo no matter what. 31-17, George Kittle came back off an injury. Had a great game, as a matter of fact. I believe almost 100 yards receiving. He had a touchdown for sure. 31-17, thanks to the Cardinals' defense, and thanks to Colt McCoy and just the Cardinals being ready for whatever. I mean, you got word just about an hour before the game that there was no Kyler Murray, who is an MVP candidate. There was no Hopkins, who is the best receiver in the league. They're gone. It would be demoralizing for most teams to have your MVP quarterback and your top wide receiver gone. Cardinals said, hell no, we are good to go. We still got options ourselves, man. Tina Trey says, I really hope if the Cardinals make it to the Super Bowl, they re-sign Larry Fitzgerald so he can get a ring. Oh, that'll be awesome. I mean, obviously he's not going to play in the game, but you re-sign him and put him on the 53-man roster, I guess. That'll be awesome. I hope so. I mean, that'll be nice for him. I would enjoy it. I say that. 31-17 Cardinals. And they are in first place in the NFC. Only one loss for the season, as we saw the Packers take their second loss of the year. So now we have the Cardinals back at number one seed. So the number one seed in the NFC, the Cardinals, and the number one seed in the AFC, the Ravens. So we got two bird teams right now looking pretty damn good. 31-17 the final score. The Cardinals get the win. The 49ers dropped to, I believe, 3-5 now. Or they 3-5, I believe. But still, a really good mid-tier team who could make a push anytime to get above 500 to make the playoffs. All right, so we took the L on that one. Speaking of L's, Sunday Night Football. I took a fat L, and I do apologize to all Tennessee Titans fans. I killed you guys last week. I said there is no way in hell the Titans are going to Super Bowl with no Derrick Henry. I was like, and I do apologize because, look, Derrick Henry deserves about 95% of the credit of the Titans' success. Let's just call it ace of spade. Derrick Henry he makes the offense look better, and when the offense looks better, the defense looks better. It all starts with Derrick Henry, but no Derrick Henry. They had to find their offense, and I do apologize because I didn't really watch this game or highlights for this game, so I don't really know the ins and outs of this game, but I do tell you what, I know that no Derrick Henry, no problem. That Titans defense was all over Matthew Stafford. I saw a meme with a Scooby-Doo and how they revealed the character or who's the behind the mask. It was they took off Matthew Stafford's face, and it was like, it's Jared Goff. And I was like, oh, it was that type of game. Okay. Stafford couldn't go anywhere in this game. I heard that they were on his ass all game long. Titans get a big statement victory over the Rams, 28-16. If you would have asked me, I mean, you just saw it last week. I picked the Rams to win this game kind of easily. I said they would win easy. I know they would win by at least double digits, right? That vaunted Rams offense, that juggernaut with Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods and Sean McVay's play caller. We was like, oh, yeah. So you keep forgetting, man, hey, the boys in Tennessee got a nice squad, man, even without Derrick Henry. You got to realize they have Julio Jones there for a reason. A.J. Brown has been looking good the last 3 weeks. They also have, a nice tight end mix as well. And, of course, when Tannehill plays at his best, he's a really decent quarterback. He's about, I wouldn't say mid-tier. He's better than mid-tier. He's probably 13th best quarterback in the NFL. So the Titans with a 28-16 victory over the Rams. There was no Von Miller. He tried to test out an ankle in this game. He couldn't go. But even if he played, I think he doesn't make a difference in this particular game. So the Titans get a 28-16 victory over the Los Angeles Rams. 27-29, our Monday night score was, and look, we talked about this yesterday. If you didn't watch that game, if you're watching this on rebroadcast, check out just a little bit of here and there of my Monday night's Chicago Bears at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Man, it drove me crazy how much the referees really made a difference in this game. I'm not really big on talking about referees, but usually when people like myself talk about referees, that means that they had a big part of the game or the outcome of this game. And they did, in my opinion. If the game was called fair and square, the Steelers might still win this game. Who knows? But the Bears got so many bad calls against them in this game. It was ridiculous. I did not like it. That referee crew has got to get thrown the hell out and not come back in the NFL, in my opinion, or suspend them for a few weeks. Let them know, hey, what y'all did was pathetic, man. So, now that's out the way. Shout out to the Steelers. First of all, get this win. They are now, 5-3 or 5-4? Looking like, no, they're 5-3, the Steelers are. Steelers are 5-3. And right now, that defense is definitely Super Bowl contention. Super Bowl contenders. They're Super Bowl caliber defense. It's going to be up to Ben Roethlisberger and those wide receiver core, as in Johnson and Washington. Can they get things going? I'm saying no, but Mike Tomlin, let's give credit where credit's due. Mike Tomlin is just one of the best coaches. Whatever you put on his table, he's going to make it work no matter what. Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL, and I like the fact that he's making things work no matter who's playing quarterback, no matter who's playing wide receiver, no matter who's playing on defense. Mike Tomlin can make it work, man. They get they squeak out a game-winning field goal by Chris Boswell, pretty much. But Justin Fields, this was sort of his coming out party. And I like towards the end how Matt Nagy finally decided, let's open up the freaking playbook. Open it up. Let that man chunk it deep. Let that man do his thing. I think Justin Fields had a great game against a really good defense on the road that spells out really good things coming for Justin Fields. I think it was a breakout game for him. I like what he did. Bombs everywhere. He was throwing to a bunch of guys. He made things happen, and he looked very comfortable. He looked like he actually belonged now, because the last time he played a vaunted defense was the Bucs a couple weeks ago, and he looked like, bro, you should have stayed in college one more year. It felt like that, how bad he played against the Buccaneers defense. But two different teams now. Another start under his belt. That makes 7 starts for Justin Fields, and he's only getting better now. You like to see that now. Progression. The Bears on offense weren't that bad, especially in the second half. They really came to life with their run. We saw Montgomery come back in this ball game and have a great game. So they have a nice 1-2 punch with him and Herbert. So the Bears, hey, scary team. They have a really decent defense. If their offense can get going like the Steelers' offense, they might scare teams. The Bears might not make the playoffs, but they might scare teams along the ride, along the way. So you don't want to be that team that's caught up having to face Chicago towards the end of the season if they play with the confidence we saw on Monday Night Football. But nonetheless, the Bears got a loss, and the Pittsburgh Steelers got a win. A lot of it was on the referees. I did not like that game, and I was mad. I called that game, and I saw it. I was like, yo, this is pissing me off. Mind you guys, I am a Saints fan. Look, I am a diehard Saints fan. I have this on my table. This is Drew Brees' book. I got this book in 2010, y'all. Yeah, I still have it. I read like 4 times already. But that's my boy Drew Brees, come back stronger. He did until he got old. But anyways, since I was a Saints fan, I got random Saints stuff everywhere. This is my book. I got freaking, the hat. I'm a Saints fan, diehard Saints fan. My Saints shirt. Do I have a Saints shirt on? I do have a Saints shirt on. Yes. Here we go. Saints shirt. I'm telling you, I'm a diehard Saints fan. I'm just rocking New Orleans all day, man. Who that? Who that nation? My wallet is a Saints wallet. I don't have it on me. But still, letting you guys know I am a diehard Saints fan. So I always root when it's AFC versus NFC, not involving the Saints. I root for the AFC because I like to see all NFC teams lose to help out my Saints. But in this particular game, I said to hell with all that. I was rooting so hard for the Bears to beat the Steelers because of the bad calls by the referees. It drove me crazy. It drove me crazy. I was diehard rooting for the Bears to win this game. I'm just glad I got to express it on my live because if it was just me by myself, I would just use my thoughts saying, "Hope the Bears win." But nonetheless, though, the Steelers win this game, a must-win by both teams. Need to just win, honestly. The Steelers got it though, because the Bears are 3-6 now. They're trying to stay in playoff contention, but 6 losses this early, it might spell doom for them. Now, thank goodness there is 7 teams instead of 6 teams that go to the playoffs. Thank goodness for that. But can they do one of those 7 teams? I really, really, really doubt it, man. It's gonna be a hard time for them to the playoffs. We'll find out, man. Thank y'all, man. This is our Week 9 recap of the NFL season, y'all. We broke every game down. I told you guys it takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how we're going, man. Depends on when we get more subscribers and more love, we'll make it longer, stretch out longer. We'll have talks about random stuff, whatever. That's how we do, man. But that is our Week 9 recap now. As for tomorrow, we're doing our Week 10 picks and predictions. So stay ready for that, y'all. Hopefully we do better than our Week 9 picks and predictions. We'll find out tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. We'll have our picks and predictions. And on Thursday night, we have our Thursday night football with the Ravens against the Dolphins. Put the music on right fast. Let's go. The Ravens against the Dolphins for Thursday night football. We got that going on, man. So thank y'all for being a part of this. And also, if you're big on the NBA Friday, live NBA commentary for only the second time this year, we're doing the Chicago Bulls at the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry just dropped 50 last night, y'all. So I'm excited to see him on Friday night, y'all. Be on at 8:40 p.m. Central Time. And then Sunday night football. I just added that. We're doing Sunday night football, the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. So we're ready for that as well. Another great one. And then on Monday night football, the Rams and the 49ers, we will announce the winner of the $300. Who's going to be that winner? Stay tuned for that on Monday night football. I cannot wait to announce the winner. I haven't picked him or her out yet, but we will get to that pretty damn soon. So that being said, see you guys tomorrow for our Week 10 picks and predictions for the lovely PJ. Take it to Alabama. Yep. It's your boy, Carlos Blake, and this has been Uneducated Sports Talk. As always, sports fans, you guys know what time it is. Stay smart, stay educated. Peace. Love you, mama. We are out, y'all.